card. Hey guys, it's Aiden Taps ASMR, aka Tappy Boy on Instagram. TAPPYBOI. It's my new Instagram, just a heads up. So this is the book that I'm gonna be reading today, or reading part of, I guess. It depends on how long my camera and stuff. I'm on my computer, but I'm in the dark and I'm trying some new stuff, so I don't know if it's gonna work, but we'll try. So let me get to the beginning. Forward by Marilyn Manson. Anton LaVey was the most righteous man I've ever known. He honored his immortality and had more faith in his peculiar axioms than any armchair Christian vacantly reciting John 3:16 ever possessed. Yet, despite his cynicism and apocalyptic view of society, he often hoped for a better world, or at least one in which intelligence and creativity were applauded. I find more respect for humanity in his blackest humor than in the passionless zealotry that perpetuates all other conventional religions. Even if I had never agreed with a word he said, it would be irresponsible not to appreciate the sheer brilliance with which it was spoken, not to mention his having the balls to come out and speak it. I've come to realize that the truth is most often unwanted, or believed to be a lie. In a world so full of shit, Anton cut through it with the best of them. Someone once asked me for the secret to my success. I answered that if they weren't smart enough to figure it out on their own, they didn't deserve to know. And if I told them, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Fortunate for me and all of us, Anton shared his magic. And I think it has made this wretched fucking planet a better place. Thank you for your support and inspiration. Marilyn Manson. Introduction. Blanche Barton. Dr. Anton, founder of the Church of Satan and ideologue of modern Satanism, died October 29, 1997, while this book was being compiled. His unconventional life and vocations have been well chronicled. The reader is urged to seek out The Secret Life of a Satanist or other biographical profiles on the Black Pope to see how his life as a concert obist, gunrunner, carnival calliopeist, circus lion trainer, hypnotist, ghostbuster, and crime photographer formed diabolical alchemy within him that bled forth as the satanic philosophy. Anton LaVey released the Satanic Bible in 1969 and it has remained continuously in print since then. Something of a record for an original paperback. That book contains the essence of what Dr. LaVey proposed as his new sinister religion. However, some of LaVey's advocates recommend those who are curious about his writings begin their curriculum not within the basic primer, but within the Devil's Notebook, the collection of essays that was published previous to this one. Anyone reading the essays published in either that book or Satan Speaks will glimpse a man of cutting wilt with eclectic passions and uncomfortably clear perception of mankind. Good writing paints a portrait of a man to the careful reader, and the man portrayed in these essays was exactly as advertised. Strong, talented, demanding, funny, opinionated, romantic, fiery, decisive in mind and movement. One reason Anton LaVey has exerted the covert and overt influence on fashion, music, entertainment, politics, and other popular culture areas that he has over the past decades is because of his honesty. Strange perhaps, even insulting, that the devil's ambassador on earth should be considered honest. Anton LaVey has many detractors who would itch to dispute that claim, especially those vermin who rush to discredit people after they're dead. But I maintain that he was at the core an honest, honorable man who devoted his life to exposing injustice and pomposity. He's worthy of the status of an anti-hero many of his admirers have bestowed upon him. Nothing urged LaVey more than the self-righteous, self-delusional, and he sought it everywhere. He mercilessly carved up sacred cows of all shade, maintaining that nothing gives a human a broader license to kill, maim, or destroy than a frothy illusion of righteousness indignation. That was true during the Crusades and Inquisitions. It is still true in the age of PC hypersensitivity and winning through victimization. Through his works, he endeavored to shine a glaring light on the aspects of everyday life that all of us might feel oppressed by, but would never dare to challenge. The devil is known for using his pitchfork to poke holes in overinflated taboos. In his own writings, if LaVey felt himself becoming too grandiose, he'd bring himself back down to reality with a chuckle. He didn't have to think about it, he just did it. Anton LaVey speaks to the devil in all of us. One near-universal phrase he heard all his life was, "I've always thought that way myself, but never knew anyone else did." He held that sacred, that which others scoffed at and snickered. In shop or in parlor tricks, others revered as truth. He found beauty in misshapen freaks and was repelled by the ugliness advertisers try to pawn off as beauty. You'll find that constant perversity and satire in all the essays contained in this book. And yet, Anton LaVey never claimed his writings were direct revelations from Satan. He never claimed to be Lucifer incarnate. He did die and was resurrected in 1995, but that's another story. It would have been an easy pose to strike, and not entirely unbelievable. His looks and bearing certainly reflected the image of the gentleman downstairs. His ideas evolved from his enthusiasm for satanic sympathizers and reprobates the George Bernard Shaw, John Milton, Goethe, Mark Twain, Jack London, Friedrich Nietzsche, Machiavelli, Rasputin, the romantic and decadent poets, peppered with a liberal dose of the sense of timing and drama. Which he would wound throughout his music, his magic, and his life, was impeccable. LaVey's systems of sorcery, and yes, he did very much believe in and practice sorcery, was so complex and subtle that it would take several lifetimes to fully explore. Anton LaVey liked to say that if he didn't exist, someone would have to invent him. He experienced both the lights and the detriments associated with the job of being the devil's henchman. The high priest resonated with the evil archetype so completely that he attracted delicious extremes into his life: undying love, fierce loyalty, unconscious betrayal, supernatural strength, and intense jealousy. I gain satisfaction in knowing that as many detractors who try to attack the mundane details of his life will remain forever clueless as to Dr. Levy's true complexity, though he never pretended to be the devil on earth. He was as close as we are likely to see, even in his denial of that very identity. Preserver of forgotten past, singer of lost songs, lover of fallen women, advocate of fitting justice, dreamer of wicked futures. How could we conjure up a more rakish picture of the Dark One? There was no room for survival after death in Anton Levy's philosophy. We live, we entertain pompous illusions about ourselves. We die, too bad. And yet, if we mesmerize, irritate, inspire, or terrorize enough people, our names will be remembered. Dr. Anton Sandor Levy has earned that right. So I'm going to stop there, and the reason I'm going to stop there is because I love the back of the book. I love the back of the book so much. The reason I'm going to stop there is because I haven't actually read anything out loud in a while, and I think maybe I need some practice before I continue reading for my channel, so just heads up, letting you know, etc. But thanks guys for being a part of my channel, and I'm getting back just reading about Satan, not really like, not invoking Satan, definitely not invoking Satan, because that is so dangerous, and you have no idea how dangerous it can be to invoke Satan, to invite him into your life. Even just reading these books is dangerous, but I do it. I really don't like identify myself as a Christian, but I don't really identify myself as a Satanist. I'm spiritual, and I know shit exists. And I know that Satan is real. I know that a lot of these things in these books are pretty accurate and pretty awesome. And I've gotten more wisdom from the Satanic Bible. And I'm just saying, you know, it's just a thing. I'm gonna bookmark this so I don't lose my spot. We are at the God of Assholes. The God of Assholes. I might have to put this in a restricted video, I don't know. We'll see what YouTube does. But so let me get my bookmark. It's an Alice bookmark from Alice in Wonderland. I'm sorry guys, another reason, and I didn't talk about this, but it's also a really cute bookmark. And it's like magnetic, so I love this book. It's got such tapping qualities. Okay, another reason that if it seems like I'm out of it in my videos, okay, so really long story short, but back in January I almost died. and I was revived by like EMTs and doctors and stuff, and rushed to the ER and was like saved in the hospital and all that. And no, it wasn't a suicide attempt. I was really sick, I guess, for a while, and I didn't realize it. I passed out, I hit my head, and that was that. Next thing I remember is being in an ambulance, and then nothing after that, and then being at the hospital. And I'm not at liberty to talk anymore about it, but I do think it kind of fucked with my brain a bit, and my back. So, despite what happened to me, I'm still going to continue to try and make videos and continue my ASMR mini shorts on my ASMR Instagram, TAPPYBOI, Tappy Boy. Just because, you know, they're a minute, more than a minute long, and they're just, you know, mini shorts to get you through the day. So guys, with that, I have one more thing before I go. I have a surprise. Just a little sneak preview of what's coming in the future. After I do the Satanic series and finish the Bible, which I'm so excited for, I'm going to do reading these. This is the testimony of all that I have seen and all that I have learned. For this is the book of the dead, the book of the black earth, and that I have writ down at the peril of my life. I just noticed on the book it says astrology and occult. That's the category they put this book in. And with this one, the Gates of Necronomicon, they put it in occult. Not astrology and occult, but just occult. Every serious student of the occult is familiar with all-powerful text. Within it lie the secrets of eternity, the forbidden knowledge of the dark unknown. And that is all I'm going to say for now. Have a good day, everybody, and a good night. Tappy Boy is out.